guys, Optimus Prime coming at you with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the new X-Men Professor X with hover chair. If you're trying to pick this up, you can do this and blah, 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 blah. Very nice package here. You can get a really nice X-Men logo here. I might cut that out and put that on my X-Men display. But anyway, on the side here, you can see you got Professor X. On the back here, you can see some product shots. There's a Deadpool right over there. And then you got a read up right here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. On the other side, you get Professor X again here on the top. You got an X-Men logo. Not much more on the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this guy open. And here we have Professor X opened up and out of his packaging. And this guy's actually really pretty darn impressive. I mean, my favorite iteration of the X-Men has always been the 90s look, both in terms of the cartoon and the animated series. And this guy does a great job of nailing both of those aesthetics. First off, for his accessories, as you can kind of see, I have everything plugged in here. When you get it in the package, there is some assembly required. First, you do get this frosted, slightly clear looking effects base, which, I mean, otherwise you're just going to stand it right there, which it works, but, you know, it's supposed to hover. It doesn't really look like it's hovering. This, though, hopefully you can see that. You do have a clear section sort of through the middle, and then, like I said, you got a little bit of frosted paint on there, which looks really good. And then you just, like I said, plug it in there. That makes it look like it's floating a whole lot better. I like how they have that clear base going through there, which gives a little bit more of that kind of swooshing sort of thing, so he could swoosh. Swooshable. Now, he does come with several other pieces, such as Cerebros. Pull this off of his head. It just sits right on there. And you can see that you got the helmet, which looks great. Nice detail on there. It's just painted in this, or, well, really most molded in this gray plastic, which is fine. It looks the way that it needs to. And then you get this section. This I actually like. Kind of wish it was a little not as big, I guess, but one thing that's really cool, I don't know how well this is going to come across, you got a really nice pearlescent color throughout there. Hopefully that kind of focuses and you can see that, but the color looks really very nice. You can see it on the other side as well. You got a little bit more extra detail with like the little brain effects, and then you just bring this around here. You got a little hole on the back and you just plug that in to the hole right there. I just feel like, well, if you actually plug it in, Paul, come on, what's going on? Plug it in, plug it in. What's going on? Plug it in. There's what the shit? Yep. There we go. So you can create that look, which is fine. I think it looks pretty good. But like I said, I feel like it's a little bit too big. But I like that they included something like that. It gives a power that you really can't visually see, something visually to identify with, which is cool. A lot of times, like, if you have Cyclops, it's cool to have like the blast effects coming from his eyes. He uses telepathy. I mean, how do you really show that in terms of a toy? Well, they give you that. Now, he also does come with his hover chair. Now, this also comes in pieces. You can just split it apart. You can see you got that. You got a little back seat section that you just put right there. You got a little butt section that you just put right there. And then you just close all that around and you have a seat, which is great. I kind of wish that this could slide open here in the front. As it is, the only thing that can really slide open are the side panels, which is cool. You got some nice added paint on there with that really dark gray. You got a little red blob right there. You got a little blue screen. As you can see, the cushion section which has actually is a little bit softer, is a greenish color. The rest is primarily just in this goldish yellow plastic, but great detail throughout the entire thing with a whole bunch of different vents and gears and all that kind of stuff. You got a little bit of extra paint there on the sides, but beyond that, that's about it. Well, and then you got the bottom section, but this is gorgeous and it looks the way that it needs to. So I don't really mind it all that much. Some people have complained that it's a little bit too plain, but I think it does exactly what it needs to do. It looks the part in terms of recreating a 90s looking Professor X. He also does come with a little blanket piece right here that you just put there for the legs. You just kind of bring it in there and you just kind of put it inside there and it covers up his legs. As for Professor X himself, you almost don't even need legs for him because, you know, he's Professor X. What are you going to do? There's one part on this that really kind of bums me out, and it's right. Do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah, it's right there. That sucks. I don't even know how I can really get rid of that, other than have his finger always there, always touching that spot. Like, I'm going to be touching right there. And then you don't notice it because you're covering it up. So that's really about it. But the head sculpt looks great. I love the slant for the eyes. I like how this one's up a little bit more. Other than that paint blemish, really very nice looking. That kind of looks like he's got a vagina on his throat. But yeah, I said it. But overall, really nice body. I've seen people talk about how like this is a reuse from another figure, but I'm not too familiar with it. You got, you know, that pointing hand that you can put up here with his, like maybe his eyebrow or something like that, like he's pushing that eyebrow up. You got this hand kind of in a gesturing pose, like he's, you know, using his mind to do things. But overall, I mean, really nice body. This brown suit, you got weird like feet things down here, which kind of look like they're off color. Like this section here looks darker than that, so that looks a little bit weird to me. I mean, yeah, you can totally see it, like right here, like that's that little joint section is the same color as the foot, so that looks good, whereas that's black, so that's strange looking to me. The rest of it looks good. I mean, I shouldn't really even complain that much because he's not going to stand. He is not a character that's going to be doing he's going to be doing mostly that. Not so much that. That he's not going to do. That's what he's going to do. So, pretty cool. Articulation, the head is on a ball joint right here, and then you have the vagina neck, so you can get a nice wide range of motion. You got pin hinge joints here for the shoulders, but because of the sculpt around the top section, it is a little bit more limited. You can still rotate it all the way around, just can't hinge it out all the way. You have a rotation at the upper part of the bicep. You got two joints here at the elbow, which is nice. The wrists here do rotate. This moves up and down. This one, that also moves up and down. He does have an ab crunch, waist swivel. You do have pretty nice joints here at the hips, move in and out, forward and back, rotates at the thigh. Double joints at the knee. Then you got a little bit forward and back here at the ankle, and then you do have ankle pivot. That's all I'm doing in this video, ripping off Shartimus Prime. But again, the general look for him is going to be, you just straighten out his little toesies, put him in there, put him right, meow, right, meow, meow. And then take this little guy, I think it goes like this. You put that down there, and he's got his little blanket covering him. So, It does what it needs to do, and I think it works perfectly fine. I really don't know. Maybe you could have given a couple, because if you just have him sitting like this, it looks weird with his finger just make it so, kind of pointing out like that, you know, doing the old Captain Picard, like, engage. So, I mean, maybe you could have given him extra hands that you could have swapped out with them, and can those just pull out? Yeah, you can just pull those out. So if you do have extra hands, you can use different hands with it. But I feel like you could have included some of those. Maybe include those and not include this back section. Although, I mean, I do kind of like the back section, and then this, you just slide this on here. And that paint blemish was like that out of the package. It did not come from doing this, but you just throw that on there, and now he's telepathically controlling things with his mind, with this crazy mind. But fun figure, really is. I love the look of it. As I said, 90s X-Men all the way for me in my display. That's the only look that I really want in it. There's a few characters that I have in there that don't have the look, but I know that they're coming out with that look eventually, like Colossus, for example. That one I'm really looking forward to. But the toy's great. It does, like I said, everything that it needs to do, and that's the most important thing. It works. So if you're an X-Men fan, and I know that you are, this guy is out there. You can check your comic book shops, other stores. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or if you don't want to waste your time with doing that hunt or paying those kind of comic book store prices, you can always check out Big Bad Toy Store for availability. For that, I'll put a link down in the video description where you'll go to BBTS and you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Marvel Legend figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate your support simply by hitting that little thumbs up button. That one small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, guys, and I would really appreciate it. And a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch a video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons, who through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And finally, remember, grow wise, grow strong, but never grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.